Hey, BTP fans, Robbie here, and I am joined with
Janine.
And we have an awesome project for you guys to look at today.
So this is Relic Night by Soda Pop Miniatures, and this is the first time I've gotten to paint Relic Night. The miniatures are awesome. They're very anime, and like a lot of Soda Pop's miniatures, and they were a lot of fun to paint.
All right, why don't you tell us about this middle center figure here?
So this middle guy is I believe Casaro Toe, and he's riding this cool little dog creature. I don't remember what they're called, like food something. Anyway, he was a lot of fun. I actually got the chance to really practice using an airbrush with him for some shading on all of the like mechanical dog pieces. Like all of this gradient, I did with an airbrush, and then I went in with my brush and I did kind of the final highlight on it, which isn't something I get to do very often because I've just gotten my airbrush. Also, it was a lot of fun to kind of figure out a way to do kind of more of a tinny copper, kind of a metallic, non-metallic metal effect on the outside armor piece, and have that contrast with kind of a silver non-metallic metal, to create kind of two different textures. One's a lot more shiny. And there's all sorts of cool non-metallic metal things that I got to play with. His staff has like silver ingots, but it's a copper staff. I also got to play with some textures, like here on his little moon backpack. I tried to create kind of a chromish type texture. And I got to do glowy in his vents, which is always fun. There's just so many fun techniques that I got to experiment with on these guys. They're very anime, so I didn't want to use metallic paint because I didn't feel like it made the effect that I wanted it to. So it just really fit with the style of these particular models.
Yeah, they look really good. The miniature is just awesome for that one. All right, let's talk about these other two.
Once again, I got to play with some fun textures. For example, in this girl's hair, I got to do some cool hair texture and more non-metallic metal. The interesting challenge when you're painting non-metallic metal, I found out, is that since you're using so many colors in the non-metallic metal, you have to kind of figure out what colors you can use in the rest of your textures so that they create contrast versus just being the same. So for example, a lot of the colors I use in her staff are colors that I traditionally use to do things like bone, or like scrolls. And so I kind of had to figure out how to do different colors so they wouldn't read as the same. Also, another fun thing about this miniature is that the way they're sculpted, they're definitely very feminine, and they've got all the curves, so it was fun to kind of work with the highlights on those curves, like in her back and stuff like that. And same with her. She has a lot of really fun flowing cloth, and that's kind of where I got to play with her, was creating the highlight in her little pants and her swirly, I don't know what you call that, a tunic thing, loincloth, I don't know. Yeah, and again, like for example, she's got these long horns, and the colors that I would usually use in the horns I used in all of her gold pieces, so I kind of had to play around with how to make those read as different when you look at them.
Yeah, they turned out really nice, I think. You can see the difference there in the gold and the horn. Even her knife is like a bone colored.
So this guy was the first time that I kind of played around with more of a like brassy non-metallic metal on his head, and got to figure out what colors I was going to use for that. And he's got a cool little it's not a ninja gi because it's not, I don't know. Yeah. My oriental words are failing me.
Someone will probably know what it is. leave it in the comments.
At least I know it's wrong. So, this guy, he's got a lot of cool feathers. And again, it was fun to play with, kind of painting them with a little bit more of a kind of the same texture I used in the hair, to see if it kind of created a different effect versus doing a really smooth blend like I did with some of the other pieces, like how that looked different. And it was fun to figure out how to make the fact that he was entirely purple but still have different purples.
Yeah, there's a lot of different shades of purple in there.
Yeah, so we got like a purple that's got more of a red and magenta in it, and then ones that's got a lot more blue in it.
Awesome. Then let's talk about these 3 guys down to the end over here.
So these guys, once again, I did all of the skin pretty much with an airbrush, and that was really fun. Figuring out how to make the highlight stay where I wanted it to. So I'm not an airbrush expert by any means. It's something that still comes new to me. So anytime I get the chance to use it and practice with it, and it turns out well, that's a lot of fun. These guys, the challenge I had, once again, figuring out how to make things read differently, was the pants are all black. The colors I used to highlight the black are the same colors I used to create all of the silver metallics. So I had to figure out how much I could highlight them without just having them all blend together. This guy in the middle, I was particularly proud of his little weapon. Let's see if I can tilt it up without covering up the camera. I really liked the way that it turned out because yellow and purple are complementary colors that I don't get to use very often, but I kind of had a dark purple in the blade and then a bright yellow kind of gold metallic up top, and I thought that turned out a lot better than I was hoping it would, and I was very proud of that. And then this guy has his glowy green gun bits, and those are always fun. I love painting glowy green.
Really stands out in the army too.
Yeah. Awesome miniatures. Lots of fun to paint. I mean, when you're painting an army that just is fun versus something that you paint over and over again, it just makes you happy.
Yeah. These guys are really cool. A lot of character in them. What was the game again?
This is Relic Knights by
Knights.
Soda Pop Miniatures.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more.